You're listening to Beyond the Couch podcast with Dr. Sally Nazari, where we look at you beyond the couch and build ways to enrich your life, share your triumphs, achieve your goals, and most importantly, where we'll be celebrating you. Let's get started. Welcome to Beyond the Couch, everyone. I'm your host, licensed psychologist and Reiki master teacher, Sally Nazari, and I'm very excited to talk to you today about what psychotherapy is. Now, I'd like to go through a couple of common questions as we answer this question of what psychotherapy is. We might wonder what the benefits of psychotherapy are, and a number of benefits are available from participating in therapy. Therapists can offer support, problem-solving skills, enhanced coping strategies for issues like depression, anxiety, relationship difficulties, unresolved childhood issues, grief, stress management, creative blocks, and even body image issues. Many people also find that therapists can be a tremendous asset to managing personal growth, interpersonal relationships, family concerns, difficulties in our marriage, and just the hassles of daily life. Therapists can provide a new perspective on a difficult problem or point us in the direction of a solution. The benefits we get from therapy depend on how well we use the process and put into practice what we learn. That's one of the reasons Beyond the Couch was born. Some of the other benefits available from therapy include attaining a better understanding of yourself, of your goals and your values, developing skills for improving your relationships, finding a resolution to the issues that you've been dealing with on a day-to-day basis, or learning new ways to cope with stress and anxiety, managing anger, grief, depression, and other pressures, improving communications, listening skills, changing old behavior patterns and building new ones, improving our self-esteem and boosting our self-confidence, and discovering new ways to solve problems, whether they're in our family or marriage, at the workplace, with our friends, or other areas of our life. Many people wonder, do I really need therapy? I can usually handle my problems. It's important to remember that everyone goes through challenging situations in life, and while we might have successfully navigated other difficulties, there's nothing wrong with seeking out extra support when we need it. In fact, therapy is for people who have enough self-awareness to realize they need a helping hand, and that's something to be respected and admired. You're taking responsibility by accepting where you're at in life and making a commitment to change the situation by seeking therapy. Therapy provides long-lasting benefits and support, giving you the tools you need to avoid triggers, redirect damaging patterns, and overcome whatever challenges you face. Now let's look at why people go to therapy and how we know if it's right for us. People have many different motivations for coming to psychotherapy. Some might be going through a major life transition, like getting laid off, divorce, a new job, or they're just not handling stressful circumstances well. Some people need assistance managing a range of other issues like self-esteem, depression, anxiety, addictions, spiritual conflicts, relationship problems. Therapy can help provide some much-needed encouragement and help with skills to get through these kinds of periods. Other people may be at a point where they are ready to learn more about themselves or want to be more effective with their goals in life. Bottom line, people seeking psychotherapy are ready to meet the challenges in their lives and ready to make changes in their lives. So if we think about what therapy is like, an image that comes to mind is the classical psychoanalytic perspective where someone lays on the couch and the therapist is quietly taking notes behind them. But let's look at what therapy today is really like. Because each person has different issues and goals for therapy, therapy will be different depending on the individual. In general, we can expect to discuss the current events happening in our lives, our personal history relevant to what's going on, and discuss any progress or new insights gained from the previous therapy session. Depending on your specific needs, therapy can be short-term for a specific issue or longer-term to deal with more difficult patterns or your desire for more personal development. Either way, it's most common to schedule regular sessions with your therapist, usually weekly. I do also like to offer experiential and expressive arts-based therapies with my clients as well. So while we're talking sometimes, we'll also be engaging in different types of activities and exercises designed to help us better understand and get a different sense of what's going on. It's also important to understand that you'll get more results from therapy if you actively participate in the process. The ultimate purpose of therapy is to help you bring what you learn in session back into your life. Therefore, beyond the work you do in therapy sessions, your therapist may suggest some things you can do outside of therapy to support your progress. Some of that might include reading a book that's relevant, journaling on specific topics, taking notice of certain behaviors or action on your goals. That's one of the reasons this podcast has been created, so that we can extend that benefit from that 1 hour outside of sessions. People seeking psychotherapy are ready to make positive changes in their lives. They're open to new perspectives and take responsibility for the new direction their lives will take. It's important to know that instead of just treating the symptom, therapy addresses the cause of the things that are bothering us, getting in the way of our lives, and the behavior patterns that get in the way of our progress. We can best achieve sustainable growth and a greater sense of well-being with an integrative approach to wellness. For this reason, I offer several different modalities for my clients, including individual psychotherapy, group psychotherapy, and Reiki. You can access a little bit more information on when we'll be talking about each of those topics in the show notes. Many people also wonder, does what we talk about in therapy remain confidential? Confidentiality is one of the most important components between a client and therapist. Successful therapy requires a high degree of trust with highly sensitive subject matter that's not usually discussed anywhere but the therapist's office. I offer every client a written copy of my confidentiality agreement and let them know that they can expect that what we discuss in session will not be shared with anyone. Now, in the event that you do want me to share information or give an update to someone on your healthcare team, let's say, or a family member, by law, I cannot release this information without your written permission. There are a couple of exceptions to confidentiality that I also discuss with every client before getting started. That way, everyone knows what I'm required to break confidentiality about, but that everything is safe unless they say so in writing. Now that I've given you a little bit of an overview on what to expect in psychotherapy, who it might help, why we might seek it out, and what it can do for you, I'll be expanding on some additional services next episode when I talk about Reiki, and the following one, group psychotherapy, as well as the benefits of that. Some of my favorite information is coming up, and I can't wait to share it with you. Chat with you then. Thanks for listening to Beyond the Couch podcast, a space for celebrating you. The contents of this episode are for informational and supplemental purposes only, and not a substitute for professional services. For more access to you beyond the couch, check out www.drsallynazari.com.